many students do you think would be able to afford college without financial aid? For many students, earning a college degree without receiving some type of financial aid will be impossible. Nationally, 76% of all college students receive federal aid. At Snead State, about 75% of our students receive federal aid. Federal aid, also known as Title IV aid, includes both the Pell Grant and direct student loans. Because these are federally funded programs, there are certain academic requirements students who receive these funds must achieve in order to remain eligible to receive aid. Many students are surprised to learn this, and in fact, many don't learn it until they have lost their ability to receive aid. As noted on the U.S. Department of Education website, studentaid.gov, federal regulations require that schools who award Title IV aid must establish satisfactory academic progress requirements, also known as SAP, for all students who receive aid. The failure of a school to enforce minimum satisfactory academic progress requirements could result in the school being fined and losing the ability to award federal aid to any student. Snead State's SAP requirements are found in the Financial Information section of the Snead State Catalog, which is located online at www.snead.edu. I would recommend that all students who intend to receive federal aid at any college find and read the Satisfactory Academic Progress Policy from their college catalog. While the U.S. Department of Education allows schools some liberty in establishing their SAP requirements, there are three basic components that must be included in every SAP policy. Those three components are minimum GPA, minimum completion rate, and maximum time frame. While many students understand that they must maintain a minimum GPA to stay in good academic and financial aid standing, most students are surprised to learn that GPA is not the only factor used to determine federal aid eligibility. In addition to maintaining a minimum overall GPA, students must also complete a certain percentage of classes they attempt. This means that a student could have a 4.0 GPA but may have attempted 36 credit hours during their first year of college but withdrew from 18 of those credit hours in order to maintain the 4.0 GPA. That student would have only completed 50% of the classes attempted, and that is well below Snead State College or any college's minimum completion requirement for satisfactory academic progress. Finishing school within the maximum time frame allowed is another problem for some students. Maximum time frame refers to the maximum amount of time it should take a student to complete their program of study. According to the U.S. Department of Education, the maximum time it should take a student to complete a 2-year degree program is 150% of the length of the program. This would equate to 3.5 years for a 2-year program. A student in a 2-year degree program, such as Snead State's nursing program, could have a 4.0 GPA and 100% completion rate, but if the student had been in school for 2 years before deciding they wanted to go into nursing, then when they entered the 2-year nursing program, they would hit the max time frame before they could complete their program. Students who fail to make satisfactory academic progress are able to appeal for consideration of reinstatement of aid to a financial aid appeals committee. The student must submit an appeals packet and include an explanation and any supporting documentation to the appeals committee in hopes of having their aid reinstated. However, the appeals committee does not always elect to reinstate a student's ability to receive aid, and students that are approved for reinstatement are typically approved with tough minimum GPA and limited withdrawal stipulations. To avoid the stress of losing your financial aid, students who receive aid should always be aware of their school's satisfactory academic progress policy and the minimum requirements needed in order to remain eligible to receive aid from their first semester to their last.